Hello, everyone. Welcome back. You are going to come along with me as I decorate some cookies. I am not fantastic at doing this. I just love to do it. I started right before Easter, I believe. I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. So it took me about 6 recipes to find the recipe that I wanted to use. I used a soft cookie recipe. Sometimes people like the crunchy sugar cookies. I do not. So what I use butter and cream cheese, and then your sugars, your almond extract, your vanilla extract, and they are really good. So it's usually a 3-day process, but this time I only did a 2-day process. So last night at 8 o'clock last night, I went ahead and I made my dough. I split it up between 2 balls. I wrapped it up in plastic wrap and then I put it into the fridge. This morning, I went ahead and used one of the balls and rolled it out and then used a Sun cookie cutter and a round biscuit cutter, and I went ahead and baked these. I then went ahead and have them cooling all day long at room temperature. Do not put them in a container because then the moisture can get to them and then they will be soggier than you want them to be. So anyway, you sit them out, and then when you are ready to decorate, then you can start decorating. So here we go. And I have my tubes of icing that you're seeing me here use right now. My royal icing is made by sifting 2 pounds of powdered sugar. And then I use 5 tablespoons of meringue powder. And then I use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then 2/3 cup water. Um, After I stir it all up, I then add some water a little bit as I go to allow you to create a 15 or 20-second icing. What that means is once you put your icing on, you put your line on, like I'm doing right now with the yellow, and then you let it sit for a few minutes. After that, then you use the same icing and you flood it. When you're using that flood icing, it should take 15 to 20 seconds to, I want to use the word melt, but it's not melt. Melt, expand, smooth out, because it will have a smooth finish to it. As you see with that orange one, it went absolutely fantastic. I think because I did not use as much for this yellow sun that I'm doing right now, you do have to shake it a little bit, and then you use your little tool, and then you can either pop the bubbles or move it into a spot that didn't have icing on it. And once that sits for a little bit, then you should be ready to go. My next one, I wanted to make sure that the tips of the sun were orange. And let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to grab the yellow and then make the inside of it. Because the one that's on the turntable, because that orange circle is going to go in the middle of it, I did not want to put icing in the middle of it because I was afraid that it was just going to, the middle cookie was going to push the icing over, and I didn't want that. So I'm finishing this up right here. As you see, you move it around a little bit, and that just allows it to expand where it needs to. So I'm putting a little dot yellow right there. I really like how this guy turned out. I think it turned out pretty cool. There we go. I usually am doing this at a big giant kitchen table, but I went ahead and I did this outside tonight. It was really, really nice outside, so it's like, what, let's just do it out here. There we go. Again, guys, I love doing this. This gets my creativity out. I have a really fun time doing it. I am not artistic whatsoever. When I draw a circle, they are never complete circles. When I draw a stick figure or a straight line, they are never straight. I have no artistic ability in me. What I am is I'm creative and I want to create stuff. But I have no artistic ability. My children do. All three of them do. They all can learn anything and draw anything and paint anything, but not me. They get that from their dad. But again, I'm creative. There are times like on here, you'll see here in a second, I have a hard time drawing that straight line. And here that is supposed to be a straight line, and it did not become a straight line. So then I'm like, okay, well then they're all just going to be squiggly. This cookie turned out really good. But like I said, it wasn't supposed to be that way, but because that first straight line didn't become a straight line, then they all became squiggly lines. This is my 12th time making cookies like this, and each time I do get better and better. So I'm hoping, 2-3 years down the road, I can make fantastic looking cookies. But for right now, again, I do this to have fun. I do this to have a hobby, something to do, keeps me busy. So yeah, I should have let my lines dry before I just put that yellow circle in there. But I was also being a little impatient. But it turned out good. I had to move it around a little bit. But no, it turned out cute. There is a lot of icing in that middle. So as you see, I move over and I put it on the chair next to me, but the chair next to me was slanting. So I did have to move it on the table where I was at because it was starting to slide. This little guy turned out really cute. I used the white icing and push it on there. Some people, when they do their royal white piping, I don't have to do this, but with your dyes, a lot of the times people will dye it white. Yes, it's always white, but because I use vanilla, sometimes it tinges it. I don't put white dye in my white icing. I think that's just redundant and I think it's silly. So again, not a professional, just enjoying some time. He turned out really cute. I liked him too. These turntables are good. If you want to give this a shot, get one of these turntables. I think I got mine for $5 off of Amazon, but I also got one or two at Michael's. They had them also. So what's this guy gonna be? Again, this video is sped up just because I didn't want it to be a really long video. So I'm a little bit slower. You're just like, well, maybe if you'd slow down, you wouldn't have squiggly lines. But again, it is sped up a little bit for you guys. So there we go. Move around a little bit. So this time my icing was really smooth. Sometimes you have air bubbles in it. Sometimes you should have added a little bit more water to it. But this icing went really, really well. This is my tie-dye one. I really like this one. This is a very easy technique to do. Again, because it is a 20-minute or 20-second icing, you should be able to move it around pretty quickly. And that orange that I put in there is flat, so it melted into the yellow icing. So it's kind of cool. There you go. There's, yeah, I accidentally moved his little. There we go. So here are my cookies that I made. What you just saw me do took 25 minutes. Again, nice little evening craft that I did. Guys, I love doing this, and I will catch you next time. See ya.